This is Bigger Than Memphis, a video podcast where I interview local businesses in Memphis and the surrounding area. We get to know these entrepreneurs on a professional level and also on a personal level because you should know who you're doing business with. So come along with us on this journey and we hope that you enjoy. Welcome back to Bigger Than Memphis, a video podcast where I interview local entrepreneurs. And today we have Jennifer Christian with us. I met Jennifer Christian at a what is it called? It was a women's business.
It was not. Was it
NABO?
NABO?
Yeah, it was NABO networking thing. So it was really neat. I really liked it. It was women, and of course we had a man there that day.
Yes.
From Shelby County, and he shared a lot of good stuff with us. And I really enjoyed the meeting. Everybody was very, I guess, what is the word? Encouraging.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they were real nice. And I met Jennifer there, and she seemed so poised and professional. Why are you laughing?
Fast forward, what do you think now?
I still think that she's very poised and professional. I don't know. I don't know. When I look at certain women, I just be like, ew, she looks well to do. And she does. So
Well, thank you.
So Jennifer, this is Jennifer Christian, and the name of her business is what's the name of it?
It is JC Business Consulting. It is also I am Jen Christian, so I do business as either one.
Okay. So to get my people loosened up, everybody knows I play a game. So we're going to play this game called You Can't Say That, Memphis Main Edition.
Okay.
So I'm going to, my daughter been here and she'd have missed these calls. Don't fight her. She done mixed the cards up. So I'm going to give you 3 cards.
Okay.
And I'm going to take 3 cards.
Okay.
And we going to play this here game.
I'm glad she mixed them up.
No.
Because you be unshuffling them or something.
Because some I done already did. So
Okay.
she done mixed them all up.
Okay.
Okay, so all this is Memphis trivia. You got to get me to say the word that's at the top, but you can't say any other words at the bottom.
So I can look at them.
Yeah, you can look at them.
Okay.
I can't see them.
Okay.
Okay, so try to get me to say it's just like taboo. So get me to say the word in the purple, and you can't say any of the words at the bottom. And it's all Memphis related. So you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay, go.
Okay. I think this is right. It's across from Oak Court Mall.
Ryan Steakhouse?
What is the whole center called? It's like it has shop.
You said shopping, you can't say it. Okay, well, you gotta go to the next.
Okay. Okay. On this street, is where Oak Court is.
Poplar.
Okay. And if you're like the building that we're in now would be called a what?
Poplar Plaza.
There you go. I got it. Okay. I like this. It's so fun. Okay. Okay, let's see. Memphis in May.
Okay.
Is normally where?
Sam Cook or Sam. Oh my God.
Because they say they can't have it there no more.
Sam Scales or oh God, I know the name of the park. I just looked at it.
Okay. Memphis, what body of water flows through here?
Mississippi.
The Mississippi what?
River.
And it's on
Front?
You got the after Mississippi. That's the beginning of the word. So Mississippi.
Oh, Riverfront Drive.
It's not Riverfront. It's River. You may not.
Riverside.
Yeah,
Riverside Drive. Okay.
I'm like, you may not be familiar.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't know why Riverside did not come in my mind.
And then the part was Tom Lee.
Oh, they showed this.
And they told them they can't come back no more.
When they tear their park up
They
every year.
every year.
But don't nobody tell it to rain.
That's the thing.
It be that rain and all them people.
They may want to do like Memphis in March.
Now I liked it when they did it at the what's the name? The fairgrounds. It was nice. I went that one time they did it. Remember when they was working on the park?
I don't think I went to that one. I've been twice, and it's always been Tom Lee Park.
Okay, it was like not last year, but the year before last. They did it at the fairgrounds, and it was nice. I liked it. Yeah, it wasn't no grass or mud, so I was like, "This cool."
They should. I wonder if people complain.
I don't think so. I think people were saying like, "This ain't like the Wrangler."
Trust me, I used to work downtown, and we appreciate it if it wasn't down there, because you have to find a whole new for a whole month, and really the month in advance. Like they start cutting it off in April.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, okay.
This is downtown. Mm-hmm. It's a street downtown. One of the main streets downtown.
The main street court. Front?
You get out the expressway and you're right there headed.
Danny Thomas?
No. Before you get to Danny Thomas.
Parkway?
No. Okay. It goes straight through.
If you get off 55, that's
55. We're talking about 40.
You come around 40. Okay. Madison?
No. Right there, Eddie. What's over there? No, I can't say that. This right there. The flower place is right there on the corner.
Holidays, Florist.
Yeah, it's right there. What street is Holidays on? When you get out the expressway.
What?
No. You can go.
Union.
There you go.
Goodness grief. I'm like, goodness.
See, you talking about me. See. Okay. Ew. Oh, I can't say that. Dog.
Don't mess up.
You get off on the expressway on here too. It go all the way from Raleigh, all the way downtown. It turned into Parkway.
Airways?
It turned into Parkway.
Summer?
Yep. Girl, you smart. So she's a legend of soul music.
Aretha Franklin?
There you go. Girl, you smarter than the average bird. Yeah.
This is fun. This is so good.
Okay. And the name of this game is You Can't Say That Memphis Main Edition, and you can buy it online.
Can you? Okay, I like that.
Yeah, you can buy it online. A guy from Memphis, Jamal Brody, I think I'm saying it right. He came up with the game.
So how'd you hear about it?
My cousin actually had like a get together, and somebody brought the game, and when they was doing it, I was guessing them all. I was like, this. I was like, I like this game.
I do too. Like, why don't we hear about it?
I don't know. The first time I tried to buy it, it wasn't, I guess they had sold out. You know how like people try to do their funding to get it, and I guess it had sold out. And then when I started doing this, I was like, what can I have my people do? Everybody don't drink. So what can we do? And I was like, to play games. So let me see if I can get the Memphis main. Because I had Taboo, and I was like, this ain't Memphis enough.
No, not really. Then you'll be flipped over Taboo. You think you're good, and you be like, I don't know what to do.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah. So I got there, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna order it. And it came like 2 days later. I was like, yeah.
I'm gonna go home and find it.
Yep. It's online. I can send it to you. I'll send you the link once we get off. Okay, let's get this thing started.
Lord, we got cards.
Yeah, I got cards because I might forget. Again, you all, we have Jennifer Christian with us. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Okay. Well, first, you would find it hard to believe, and I didn't even know if I should say this, but I'm not originally from Memphis.
Okay, where you from?
But I know a lot about Memphis.
Okay.
But I've been here since almost 25 years.
Okay.
Originally from Oklahoma, so love Memphis. Oklahoma.
They got black people in Oklahoma. After y'all left Chris Nelson.
No, they had, since then, they've had Kevin Durant.
Okay.
They got a whole NBA team now.
Jennifer. I think y'all took them all with y'all. Like,
girl, you go back now and you'd be like, wow. But a lot of people say that, like my cousins growing up, because in the history books, all they talk about are like Indian and teepees.
Yeah.
Now it is Indian, a lot of counties that are there, but we are there.
Okay.
You know, we are there,
okay.
and we're still there.
Like I need to go to Oklahoma.
You do. You really like it.
Kanye and Kim, don't they have like something going on in Oklahoma?
No, I don't know about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Okay, go ahead. We in them people business, and that's above my taste bracket. I don't know about you.
Hey, it's way above mine. It's way above mine. And but a little bit about me. So I moved to Memphis and worked with various corporations and different businesses, government entities that are here. And so it's been really good. And so I just bottled all that up and decided to leave corporate America, step out on faith, and start my own consulting firm.
Okay. And what's the name of your consulting firm? We just gonna go over the consulting firm first.
Yes, it's JC Business Consulting. And I've also added coaching because people have started calling me for business coaching. So I try to tell them, you know, what's good and what's not so good for their business. I don't tell people what to do because it's your business at the end of the day. But so I just bottle all of that knowledge up and all of my go-getter that I had inside of me and decided that this is what I wanted to do because I've always loved helping people.
Okay.
So, and I feel like sometimes when you're just sitting behind a desk, you don't always get to help people like you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd heard of so many people that were either unhappy in their jobs and thought they could do something else. They have this skill, they have this trade, and what can I do with it? So I was like, let me help them because I helped myself do that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So what makes your business unique?
Me.
You.
Is me.
Okay.
I'm the uniqueness. No. What makes my business unique is providing quality service.
Okay.
So many times, and I'm you know me, I'm one of those real people. So many times we start businesses, but we do not know how to operate a business effectively and efficiently. And so I tell people, you can not only be in business. I've met so many people that want to do things and they don't have a logo. They don't have a website, which is fine. But, you know, because you grow in your business, but I'm like, you can at least have a logo. You can at least start with something.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes it unique is that I provide quality service and I'm very transparent. So I tell people, this is what will work for you. This is what will probably not work for you. But now you can go ahead and use your money and do whatever you want to with it. But this will probably not really work for you.
Okay.
So I would say that's what makes it unique because everybody doesn't provide a quality service.
That's true. Okay, so what is your target market? Who are you looking to come to you?
I am looking for entrepreneurs, people who are thinking about entrepreneurship, starting their new business, and then small business owners. So I would like to get into the medium level of businesses, but right now my focus is small and new. So new to small business owners that think they want to do it. And that's where the coaching kind of comes in because it's like, you know, I have this skill and you know how it is. Like I have this skill,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I can make it into a business. But once you get into that business, you forget that I have to do all this stuff from A to B, A to Z. Like I had a client who she started her business and this year she was like, I got an email and I got a letter in the mail saying that my annual report was late. And I was like, you have to check in with the state. You have to check in just like you have to check in with the IRS, federal government when you do taxes. You have to check in with the state and you have to check in with local, even within your own city. So whether it's your business license or whatever, and they forget about all that. It's like, I just want to start a business to make some money.
I notice a lot of people think once you have an LLC, that's it. But no, it's a yearly thing. And an annual report is just like your yearly filing. And but it ain't the regular. It's like questions. They asking you questions.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the? This is not an annual report. I was like, I just want to renew it. Why I got to do all of this?
No, they have to know if you decided to have a board. They have to know if you want to change your name, change your address. They want to know if you're still in business. You can tell them, no, I've closed up. All that kind of stuff.
They ask all the questions.
Yes.
Yeah. And you think like, I got my LLC. That's it. I paid my money. No, you got to pay that money again.
Yep. You have to pay it over and over again. And not the same amount, because I know Tennessee is expensive, a little expensive when you start. So your annual report is a little cheaper, but when you start making changes is when your money going to come into play.
Okay. So what did you do before you got started?
My background is in audit and compliance. So I did audit and compliance for over 20 years. And I also deal with policies. My last position in corporate America was I was responsible and wrote up some policies and looking over policies for the company. So just making sure, and mine was I deal with, what is it called? Like when states owe you money.
Oh, when states owe you money?
Yeah, like if you have lost funds.
Oh.
It's been so long, I forgot the name of it.
Okay.
But yeah, so like if you look up, like if you have some funds that are out there, well, I was responsible for reporting those.
Really?
So, and it would be like, I would reach out to you to be like, Ms. Keisha, you got, $500 that's owed to you.
Name?
I did. I see my own name.
I know. Girl, I was just wondering. You tell your folks what you're doing. Hey, you ain't came. You ain't got to the beach yet.
Everybody be like, could you look my name up? And so it was really just with the company I was with.
Okay.
So it would be like surprisingly, it may be employees that were employed there.
Really?
And they didn't cash their last check. And so we would have to find them to be like, hey, do you still want this money in whatever state that they're in?
Do people say no?
Some people don't respond. And so we just have to hold the funds.
For how long?
As long as we need to. Because it goes back to their particular state. So every state had something different.
Wow.
So I would have to know the state laws, who to contact.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. And just run the books on it. So either of course, if you're into accounting, you either write that amount off if they say, yes, send me my check. Or if they don't write it off, you have to just put it over into another account.
Wow. Oh, wow.
You'd be surprised, yeah.
I didn't know they hired people.
That's what it is.
Just for that.
Unclaimed funds.
Unclaimed funds.
Unclaimed funds.
From time to time, I get on the thing and I do it.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma's name popped up one time.
Yep, unclaimed. You'll be surprised. It's like unclaimed property and unclaimed funds of like, I remember I looked at my mom when they lived in Missouri for a minute. And it was like a doctor that she had went to and she had an overpayment. And apparently, I guess they tried to find her and she probably didn't cash the check. You know, you get them little checks in the mail.
Yeah.
So even the little ones, that's what we would try to always get rid of. It's like when AT&T send you a 5-cent check.
I was just going to say when I was younger, my granddaddy was like, here you go. Here go a check for your life insurance. I can't cash you, but here you go. And girl, it was like $2.75. Because they overpaid it, and since I was still alive, he could not cash it. So I cashed it. It was so funny. I was like, oh my God.
The people who do unclaimed funds and property, they appreciate you doing that. Because it's almost like just having a penny hanging out in your bank account.
Really?
It's like, do something with that penny.
I just put it in there. He was
just put it in there.
Sign it and put it in your account.
Yes. So my background, though, is audit and compliance. And I did that, like I said, for banking, automotive, government, corporate, all of that.
Wow. Okay.
So it was fun. Traveled a little bit with some jobs and, met some nice people, been to, some okay places. But it was cool. But even behind that, like, even though it was one of those things that you kind of sit there and you wonder, like, is this for me forever? Like, do I want? And there are people, there's nothing, I tell people all the time, there's nothing wrong with you doing an 8 to 5.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with you working an 8 to 5 job. If that's what you choose to do what is best for you.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of people to say, that's just not for me, starting my own business. So, and I tell them that's fine. Everybody can, everybody can't be an entrepreneur.
That's right.
So if you want to do an 8 to 5, that's fine. But I knew it was something like it was becoming repetitive. Like, I'm writing almost the same audit reports. I'm talking to the same people.
Really?
I mean, it got to the point like if me coming to audit you every year and you be like, girl, what you looking for now?
They'll come over here.
Right. Like the professionalism is, and it's like to the point like, Takesha, I know you got all your books in order, girl. Just give them to me. It was like the professionalism had gotten like, out of it. Yeah. So it was fun, but it was one of those things like, I know I don't want to do this for another 20 years. So
I get you. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what made you start your business?
What actually made me start my business was during the pandemic. I had guess you could say I'm a serial entrepreneur because my husband and I also have a Christian t-shirt line.
Okay.
And so we did that. And then I have a nonprofit organization, but when I say nonprofit, I mean nonprofit. And so, but
you got the true definition. You
right.
Moved into the other scope.
Right.
Okay.
It hasn't. So it was something like, okay, well, you're not working right now. You're focused on your nonprofit. Like, what is going to make money? But what really got me into it was an old friend of mine called me. And she is not big on social media, but she has a brand and she has a business. And she was like, I know I need to be on social media. And she was actually outsourcing that to someone in another city and state. And I think a part of their business, they were no longer doing it. And so she was like, do you think you could do it? And I was like, well, let's set up a meeting. Let's talk. And we went over contracts and did a proposal for her of what, she normally pays and what I can deliver on. And that was my first client.
Okay.
And then after her, other people started asking me, could I do different things? People that knew her, she would refer them to me, different things. So I was like, okay. And after a while, I was like, I need to make this into a business. Because then I had a small business reach out to me to do taxes. And that was my first business tax. And so I've done like mine, my parents, people like that. So that was my first time doing it 2 years ago.
Okay.
And they were new. So, and what happened was the person that was doing their accounting passed away. And so I was like, okay, I'll take it over. And plus it was beginning.
Right.
And so I did that and I was like, okay. And of course, then when you do taxes, you have to have, EIN.
Yeah.
When you put that out there or your TPN, your P10, taxpayers identify. Okay, TPN, there you go.
TPN.
And so I said, okay. And I created my business. And from there, I started networking, going to network events, meeting people, gaining new clients, and just really, not really just networking to gain new clients, but networking to make sure that, like I said, the uniqueness of my business and providing that quality service. Because I've had so many people call me to say, I paid certain, so-and-so to do this for me and they didn't deliver. And I paid somebody to do this and they didn't deliver. And I just don't want to be put in that category.
Right.
So that was how I started my business.
Okay. So in the beginning, when you first started out, was it hard and did it take you a lot of coins or a lot of capital to get started? Or was it something that seemed like you just kind of rolled into it because you had already came from that life and then people were just giving you stuff and it's kind of like it just fell upon you? So
it wasn't hard. It wasn't a lot of coins because I'm one of those people. I've been there and done that. So I was one of those people that I didn't want to pick up every networking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was one of those things, like if I was brand new and like you provide, for the podcast services. Well, if I don't have a clientele or an audience, it's like, well, why am I going to come up here? And I don't know how much your charges are. But for example, well, I'm gonna pay her $1,000 to do podcasts for a month. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no audience yet.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's like start somewhere and go from there. So I made it where it wasn't going to be expensive for me. And with me not having a regular 8 to 5 job and having a consistent paycheck, I had to be kind of frugal with my money, you know? So it was like, start your LLC, get all your numbers that you need, and really just start from ground up. The only regret that I have is that I did not immediately do a business account.
Okay.
I had a savings account because there are things that you have to invest in your business. And for bookkeeping, like I said, I do, taxes every now and then. But for bookkeeping purposes, I wish I had did that from the beginning. And I didn't. It was like later on is when I did like a savings account and stuff like that. So, it wasn't difficult, and I made it where it wasn't expensive.
Okay. So we're going to get to know you a little bit outside of the business.
Okay.
I mean, no, I'm just playing. I scared you, didn't
I was like, okay.
Okay, so you told us you were originally from Oklahoma? What part of Oklahoma?
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Okay. It might be a little black right there. But anyway.
It's a lot of black.
Okay. So since you're not from here, but you've been here for a while, how do you feel about Memphis?
I like Memphis. Like I tell people, and I just give that as like a caveat in the background because I'm going to tell you, I'm not lying. I probably know a lot more about Memphis than people who born and raised here.
Okay.
And I wasn't being funny in like our game earlier, but like I even worked with a girl who would tell me she didn't take the highway. And I was like, honey,
my mama and my grandmama down there.
Really? It's like, it's 240 and 40.
I was going to say one big loop.
Yeah, but I remember one time when I first moved here, that was when I first moved here too. One of my first jobs. And that's where I met her. We became friends, still friends to this day. But
she gonna know you talking. Okay, go ahead.
Probably will. But it's so funny because we still joke about that now because I remember we lived close to each other and it snowed. And so the route that she normally took on the streets to get to work, she couldn't take those streets. So she called me and was like, how am I supposed to get to work? And I was able to tell her where to go.
Why she just said, hey, come get me?
No, she probably know I won't do that. Now, when it's snow and ice in Memphis, like, I don't mean no harm. People can't drive.
And I don't want no liabilities.
Baby, I don't want no more liabilities in my car.
Okay, so you had the instructor on how to get here.
Yes.
So how old were you when you got here?
I was 20.
20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got me giving up my age. People
on
numbers. They like 20,
look.
2023.
I was gonna say, don't y'all be going
I'm not worried.
And trying to put the numbers together. Okay, so you've been here 20. You
20.
Was 20. Okay, you were 20. Okay.
I was 20. So I've been here, I came here in 99.
Okay.
So I've been here, like I said, almost 25 years. And I know most people be like, oh, girl, you a Memphian. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel some kind of way if I be like, yeah. And then you be like, well, where you go to high school? Not here.
I wouldn't feel no kind of way, but
some people are like that. Like, Memphis is serious. Memphis is serious about that. Like they are serious about their side of town or whatever.
They really are.
Yep.
Okay, so who or what inspires you?
Who or what inspires me?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, as far as celebrity-wise,
it doesn't have to be celebrities, but go ahead.
Well, let me say, celebrity-wise, I love Oprah Winfrey.
Okay, we all want to be like her.
But it's one of those people like, if I could, the way that, like, if you ever saw her relationship between her and Maya Angelou, I would love to just sit at her feet.
Okay.
And so I listen to her not just because she's a billionaire, but I listen to her because, like, she did not a podcast when she does her like heartfelt talks and stuff. I remember she said she felt that she was successful because everything she's done, she's never done it for money.
Okay.
So it's like, and I think about like, man, that's me. Like, well, I do want to get paid, but we all want to get paid. But it was one of those things like, if you do it for the passion and you do it for the love of people, that's what really matters. You know what I'm saying? So I love her, but People who inspire me, I really couldn't tell you.
Really?
Mm-mm. I think
a lot of people, when I ask them that question, they have to really think about it. I'm like, why y'all know? What makes you get up in the morning?
My son, when he come in there about 5:30.
Besides the forced inspiration, he is an inspiration.
He is an inspiration
to get up every morning. Yeah.
I would say my ultimate, if I can say a person, I would say, and I'm not being conceited, but I would say I have to inspire myself.
Okay.
Because if I don't push myself, and you always want other people to push you, but if I don't push myself to be greater than what I was yesterday, or to be greater than what I was last year, then it's like you're failing yourself. I feel like I'm failing myself. So, and I don't want to fail myself. Like I said, I don't want to be put in, there are statistics for everything. Yeah. And I never want to be a part of a negative statistic.
It's good to have to be an inspiration to yourself. I guess as I get older, I'm trying to be there for myself. But yeah, inspiration is not there yet for me to be an inspiration for myself.
You don't think it is, but you are. Because if you didn't think you were an inspiration, you wouldn't be as creative as you are.
I just like to do fun stuff.
And see, that ain't fun to me.
Really? Oh, wow.
I'm one of those people, if you told me, the concept would be nice. To either, just even your forward thinking of from even when I first met you. That was, I think, your first NABO meeting, but I was sitting there this girl is asking a lot of questions. You were, like I said, I just did a speaking engagement, and I told people one of the concepts about being encouraging and a strategy is that you have to, my dad used to always say this, get all you can and can all that you can get. And that's how you were, you were a sponge, and you were yeah. And I was sitting there maybe I should write some stuff down, because that girl is really into it. I mean, you were and next thing I know, when you were calling me, you had businesses. And when that business didn't go that way, it was okay, well, I'm going to do this. And next thing you tell me, girl, I got a podcast, and I'm going to start a podcast, and it's going to be in the back of my office, and I'm going to do this. And I'm just okay. And I'm in my home office. So it's going to always be somebody else that can identify the positives in what you can give. But, you inspire yourself because you show up every day for yourself. And I tell people, show up every day for yourself. You do. Because show up every day for yourself, and then celebrate. The biggest thing, like we always say, is celebrate who's in the room and don't worry about who's not there or what you don't have. And it took me a while to get there. I ain't gonna lie. 10, 20 years ago, especially when I started my nonprofit, it was always why don't people like me? Why people don't bring their girls out? Why people don't do this? Or even now, there are times that I've sent out proposals, and I'll be why they didn't respond? Why they didn't say this? Or why they don't do that? But then I have to tell myself, girl, God knows you're busy. Keep going. I can't wait for other people, because if I don't celebrate who's in the room and I'm in the room, that means I'm not celebrating myself.
Right.
So
I don't think it's nothing to do with you personally. Because like I said, you poised, proper, professional.
I try to be.
Yeah.
I really try to be.
Yeah. When you be with your husband, I'll be I want to be a soft wife like this. Jeff,
let me make sure
this, baby. Come get this.
Let me make sure he watches this. What time is it?
Jeff will be all nice. Babe, can you get this? And babe, can you get that stuff out there, babe? We need to pack that up. Babe, Jeff, babe. Girl. Babe, I need you to get that over there. Not that, baby. He probably be one time.
Let me tell you. Like our pastor said the other Sunday, he said, he said, women, y'all be out here looking and acting like Cinderella and at home being a wicked witch. I was
That's what my husband like to say. I tell people all the time, look, I'm finna my husband you and my children you to death, because that's all I get. And so that's it. So when this young lady was telling my husband, oh, she was just my husband. He was I don't believe it. When we get home, she gonna beat me up. I was no, I'm not. But yeah, I look at you as very professional.
Well, thank you. I try to be.
Okay. What are your hobbies?
My hobbies, I love to travel. I love to travel. I love to travel. I love, I would say books. Like I have a lot of books. I wish I had more time to read, but traveling books, and really relaxation.
Okay.
So those about my main ones are my hobbies. So it used to be shopping, but when the pandemic hit, I realized what all I didn't need. So I don't do that much.
You get to sit in the house with all this stuff. You was like, who bought all this stuff?
Girl, after the pandemic, I remember the first time when I went to go get some lipstick, I was like, it's dust all on my makeup thing. Like, it made you really realize, like, I don't need all this stuff.
Yeah.
I wore the same pair of 10 leggings over and over.
Okay, what are you listening to, reading, or studying right now?
I am currently listening to over and over. My latest song is Miracles by Kiara Sheard. I forgot her married last name, but her and Pastor Mike, because it's called Miracles. And when you think about where you were and where you are today, it's like that was a miracle. And then it's like in the song, she says something like, keep believing. And once you say yes to God, it's like, he just gonna keep rolling out the blessings. And so I love that song. Like I said, I'm not really reading a whole bunch, but there is one book, I think it's by Michelle Cunningham that I have not started yet, but she's next on my list.
Okay.
And Maddie James, I really like her. She's an influencer that I follow out of Atlanta, and her book is called Making Everyday Magical. And basically it's finding the magic in every day. So she's a mom, wife, and influencer, and she talks about her background of how she was in, corporate America and came out of it. I think she lost her job and then started just blogging and influencing.
Okay.
So, and how she's gotten to where she is now. Now she's a, New York Times bestseller and all that kind of stuff. So that would be mine.
What's your favorite song or movie? Well, favorite song and movie. What's your favorite?
I have two favorite movies.
Okay.
My ultimate all-time favorite movie is Color Purple. I could tell you the movie from front to back.
I can too, but oh my God.
Yes.
I'm so sick of Color Purple. Go ahead.
I love Color Purple. And I love Color Purple. And then I also love Coming to America. So those are like some old school. Yeah. And did you say listen to my favorite song?
That you can play on repeat one more time.
I've always been a big Mary J. Blige fan.
Okay.
And even when I listen to like a playlist of hers, I'd be like, yes, that was my song, Real Love, when it first came out. And then when another song come on, because I'm one of those like very poised, like you said, like Real Love. But then again, it's like, but when Lil Kim come on, I'd be like, I can love you. I'd be like, so, but I'm a big Mary J. Blige fan, and I'm trying to think of a song that I could listen to. To be honest, I could listen to Cardi B all day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I love Cardi B.
She done told that she done peeled off one of them layers. That's all right.
Even and like you said about my husband being poised, I remember because I was back in the day when I was in high school, I was a Lil Kim fan.
Okay.
So I must just love the East Coast, know. But and I remember when he first heard me rap a little part of Lil Kim, he was like, where my Christian girl at? I was like, she down there.
Look, I done peeled off one of these layers. I can always put it back on.
Yeah, so I can listen to any of those playlists probably over and over and over.
Okay, that's cool. That's good to know about. See, y'all, see, you ain't got to be prim and proper to deal with Miss Jennifer. Miss Jennifer gonna get you right anyway you are.
Oh, yeah.
She can relate. See, this is to let people know that people are not always just as they seem. Most people are onions. Most people do have many layers to themselves. Sometimes they just don't always present them, or it's not the proper place to present those other layers. True. So
And then you have to know how to read people. You know, and you have to know how to read people. You know, I remember a time where you and I were texting, and I was like, I can tell you're upset.
And I was like, that ain't even my upset testing. I am not. If I'm upset, I am not a talker. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I shut down.
Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Let me put my thoughts together because my mind be like, this mother. And then I had to say, hold on, relax, mind.
And that's I tell people over the years I've gotten like that where I'm quiet. And people don't like my family who knows because I just kind of respond instantly. But over the years I've learned like read over it, think about it, you know, and go through that and then just get quiet. They don't like when I get quiet because they be like, oh, they think the storm is brewing. But my quietness is the storm is trying to settle.
Yeah, I used to be so if I got angry and you just set me off right then and there, it's like my mouth like, go. You get me down. And after a while, it was like, it ain't working. I'm just angry. I'm upset. Like, it ain't giving me the response, or it's not giving me the results that I wanted. And after a while, it was just like, I'm tired. Let me just stop. I'm going to think about it. And I'll get back to you later.
Yeah.
So if I'm mad, I can't say nothing.
Yeah. Because you don't want, my thing is you don't want the first thing that comes out of your mouth.
Oh, my God. My God. Yeah. And like I said, being angry, oh, my God, it will get you tired.
Yeah. Then you look back and you be like, why was I that mad?
Man. And I'm one of the people that I replay stuff over and over again. It's like, hey, I should have said A, B, and C. And I said D, E, L.
Yep.
No.
And you be like, I wonder, can I go back and say it now? You be like, it's over with now.
It's over with. Okay, now we're going to get back to business.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Would you do anything differently when you started your business?
I probably would have started networking sooner.
Okay.
I probably would have started networking sooner because I think I didn't really know the importance of it. You know, when you think about networking, especially like with NABO or any other networking event in Memphis, it's almost like you just think people are getting together for coffee. And then when you're in the room with them, you're like, y'all are really talking business. Y'all are talking like for real stuff of how to grow your business, elevate your business. I'm big on elevating. And it's like, okay, so I wish I had did that before. But I'm glad I kind of waited because it made me pick and choose what was good for me. Because like I said, you can go to some events and you would think like, yeah, they just social hour. They just playing.
I went to one. I guess it's my age group. And when I was there, I was like, it's so loud. Ain't nobody really networking. Like we was trying to network. And it was a lot of people. It was a lot of people. And we were really trying to network, but we was hollering at each other.
Like y'all back in the club.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
It was loud. I was like, I don't think this is my speed.
Yeah, you got to know the difference between like, if it's like a networking social and depending on where it is. See, I'm kind of one of them people like, when I look at flyers and invitations, I'm like, okay, where is it? What time? Because like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, if you're having coffee, it's not going to be loud. It's not going to be, or I've probably gone to very few that are in the evening.
I'm going to have evening networking events, but it's not going to be loud.
Yeah. And so
you get ready.
Okay, I'll be ready. I'll stay ready. And that's why I said I've had those. But if it's like they say like a live band gonna be there, I'll be like,
I ain't going to bed.
You can't. And then when you walk in and other people are not networking, like, oh no, I did a couple of weeks ago, I did an after hours one. And it was really nice. It was with a women's network.
Okay.
And it was in Mississippi, but it was nice. I was like, okay, it was cool. And I really enjoyed that.
Okay.
So I've gone to different ones, but I would say if I could change anything, I would have done it sooner. But I try to always be selective in what I do.
And I saw your name on the luncheon list. I was mad because I forgot to.
You saw my name?
I was like, she gonna be at the luncheon. No.
I'm gonna see if we can get you a ticket.
It
pays to know people.
I'm part of the chamber, so I got my membership.
Yeah, I saw your name on the website.
You did?
I did. I saw you. I was like, I know that name.
Yeah,
I saw your name.
Yeah,
and then I saw your picture. You was like, I took a picture, selfies at the chamber. I saw you.
Yeah.
I saw you.
Yeah, so they're nice. It's good to network, like she said. If I did start before my business, but after a while, I was like, I'm kind of, it just seemed like everybody had their stuff together.
Yeah. It can become tiring because it's like, that's why I said you can do both.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can do both and both are fine. But it's one of those things like if you do it beforehand, you can almost get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But if you do it like, I think the guy that was with Shelby County, you was like, okay, so I should do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what if I don't do this? And I was one of those people like I didn't take notes because I was like, I'm not really sure what he's talking about. I mean, I knew like, I guess because I think that was still like kind of the beginning, like the first 6 months. And I was just like, I think I was one of those people like I was just trying to get it all in my head. And you were taking notes.
And now you working with the certifications more than I
am. And I know what to tell people. Like I do remember one thing he said. If you put an address on there, we gonna come check.
Yes, they coming to check.
Yes. And so I do remember. That's why I said a couple of mental things. I was like, okay. And then other stuff, I was like, okay. And that's the part, like you said, I don't even have that on my business card. But now I do offer it. And then there are so many, like people always think about the MWBE with the certifications, but you also have veterans and everything. There are so many certifications out there. So
yeah. So networking, it does help you grow your business. It helps you. Sometimes you walk in the room without the questions.
Yep.
And you get answers to questions you didn't even know you had. It was like, oh, this is what they doing now. So
and then you learn so many things. Like I remember there was a lady there who has a business I had never heard of, but she was like, yeah, we've been in business for 10 years. And I will say, like you said, you know, like what I think about Memphis, that is one of the greatest things about Memphis. You know, I know people who on the outside looking in, they look at the crime and all that kind of stuff, but Memphis is a very, you know, it's a word philanthropical, whatever. It's a lot of philanthropy going on here. And people give and they help and all that kind of stuff. But it's like there are so many businesses that to encounter. I don't care if it's just a local eatery.
Yes.
But I think she was talking about, I've been in business 10 years and she's been in different magazines, the Memphis Business Journal. And I was like, I have never heard of her business.
The same thing. I went to one and it was a lady. She was like, I got a magazine and it's nationally. I'm like, nationally?
Right.
I was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, think about like what I just asked you about with the cards. Yeah. With the game. Like, I haven't, now I'm like, okay, I'm going to go home and find it.
Yeah. So
that's nice.
Networking is a big thing. Okay. What advice would you give to new entrepreneurs?
Make sure you're in the right circle. Make sure you're in the right circle with the right people and know that you don't have to have everything all at one time. Be patient. Be kind to yourself and know that it's okay that if you decide that this is something that I don't want to do, it's okay to say, this isn't for me. You can step back. Yeah. And even if you say, okay, maybe I'm too busy now, I'll start next year, you can do that. So I think that's the thing is just make sure you're in the right circle. I've had a client that started and everything that she was going to these networking events, and I was like, okay, and then once we became kind of friends, I would ask her like, why are you signing up with everything? It was one of those things like, for example, and she didn't do this, but for example, you start your business and people tell you like, be a part of the chamber. But you don't necessarily have to go out and get with the Memphis chamber, the Germantown chamber, the Bartlett chamber. You don't have to be a part of everybody's chamber. And that's why I think now when you fast forward and you look at 6 months or a year into your business and you're like, I ain't got no money. And I don't have as many clients as I thought I did. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful, be kind to yourself, be patient, and know that you don't have to have everything at the beginning.
And like she said, you can be choosy. You can be a choosy business owner. Because I thought about when I decided was I going to join the chamber or not, I was like, am I going to do this? And I was like, well, I see for a year and see how I like things. And then if I don't like it, I can get out of it. But I know with the Memphis chamber, it's pricier. It's a lot more people. And it's a lot more bigger businesses. So I got to decide if I join Memphis chamber, will I get lost in the South?
Yeah.
Because I'm just a small fish in the big pond.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they may necessarily take in their small fishes. But I see all on their Instagram and Facebook, the big fishes they on there.
Yeah. And that's what you have to be careful. That's why I said be selective with your circle. Because you join these chambers, or it's like, okay, well, give me a piece of that pie. But really, they're eating off cake.
Yeah.
Something bigger and fluffier or whatever. And then, like you said, then you'll start feeling like, oh, well, my business is not at the level of somebody else's business. And then sometimes people don't really pay attention to see, oh, well, let me look at BTM. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she's providing a service. And even though there's somebody else on Poplar or wherever, or, wherever they are in Germantown, but let me see what she's doing in the Whitehaven area. And so I think that's one of the biggest things. That's why I focus on new entrepreneurs, people who are starting their business, and small businesses with people that have like 10 or less employees. Because I do have clients that have those. And I tell people, we need to serve each other, because small businesses, and even the chamber will tell you this, it takes small businesses in order for all of y'all to be a big business, So like one of my clients is a printer. So if you need a retractable or you need this or whatever, and they're like, I don't really have anybody, I don't offer services, but it's like if I had a client be like, you know what, I like to start a podcast. I'd be like, well, you need to contact, BTM. Let me give you somebody. So just make sure your circle is serving you and serving other people.
And even with Jennifer being here, we kind of do the same thing. But I know that she knows a lot more about Mississippi than I do. And so if I have a client that says, well, I'm thinking about Mississippi, oh, well, I got the person for you. So I like to be able to be that go-between. And some stuff I may not have the answer. I'm never going to do the certification. I'm going to tell you that right now.
You're not?
No, girl, I went on there and looked at all the stuff they require.
Yes.
No, thank you.
I'll tell you this now, and I'll share that little tidbit. You don't have to pay me for it. If you want to, my consultations are free. But I will tell you, Tennessee is more strenuous.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So I know there's something that I wouldn't do. So why not pass you or give Jennifer your information and let her know, hey, I have a client that's interested in it. And it may be to the point where I may be too busy or Jennifer may be too busy. And she say, well, I can't do it right now. I got somebody else that can help you.
Yep.
So, like she said, if you get your circles together, it's not a competition.
No.
It's enough money out here for everybody. And if you think it's a competition, something wrong because we don't offer the same thing. We're not the same people.
And the thing is that if you are in those circles where you find yourself competing with somebody, then it's okay to kindly back yourself out of that.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. And see, that's what I forgot what the networking group was here in Memphis. And I wouldn't say their name anyway, but I knew somebody that was a part of it. And that was the one thing she was saying. She was like, when I would go to the events, I would notice that like everybody in the room had other people's stuff. But she was like, what they kind of had didn't fit what I was doing. And she said, so I feel like I couldn't be a part of their group if I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you have to have a podcast, or we're going to go, make sure you go to Takesha to get your podcast. And she'd be like, well, I don't really want no podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, she said she felt like that. And it was like, well, if somebody provided you, if we host, monthly happy hours, when you going to host it? And she was like, well, I don't really want to host happy hours,
to do.
Yeah, and I'm just throwing it out there. And she was like, I'll go and support. And she was like, but it was like, okay, well, we help each other. And the only way that we will support you is if you're a part of this group. And I think like their fees were like $600 a year. Because I looked them up and I was like,
I've seen some other networking things that are pretty pricey. I'd be like, ooh, wait.
And see, that's the kind of stuff I start saying. I tell people be selective, like go to a lot of them, because a lot of, in my opinion, because I've been a part of them, but a lot of them, like, NABO, you can come, even if you're not a member, for $5 or $10.
The chamber too.
Excuse me, yep. You can go to anything. I mean, the chamber will tell you if you know about a ribbon cutting, they'll tell you, anybody can come. Come on. And so, and that's the thing, is like, it's not like they're going to be looking like, you pay your due.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is like, I tell people, be selective and be careful with people whose focus is money all the time.
And I have even gone to some chamber events where I sneak in and sneak out. Yeah. Like a thief in the night. Like they might say, hey, how are you? What's your name? Somebody gonna ask me who not like who are you, but somebody's gonna try to introduce themselves to me every time. And when I just slip on out, I come in, I slip on out. It's never like, are you supposed to be here?
Right.
Never felt like that. They're
show me
always
your
like,
chamber card.
hey, they like, hey, how you doing? So yeah, you got to be selective, and it's with entrepreneurship, it's like somebody's always out to gank you, out to get you. Like they know you really want to make this work. So how can I milk you dry?
And how can I make this money? When I hear some people, and I may tell somebody that, like, they may say, well, I had this, or, for example, I had somebody working on my website, and I'll be like, well, how much, if you don't mind me asking, how much you paying, you waiting 6 months for a website? And I do websites, and that's fine. But I just kind of ask, like, well, how much you pay? Oh, they told me it was like $2,500. Well, did you ask maybe 2 or 3 other people how much it costs for a website? Because you may just want a simple landing page for people to fill out information for you to get back in contact with them. Like,
and do
just
they
be
even
selective.
have contracts with these people? Most of the time, they just pay these folks money. Don't even have contracts.
I tell people, if you can't send me an invoice, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I have a client of mine that produces a product, not just a service, but has a service and not a product. So when they create things, and I told them, I said, you need to get some delivery bags. You need to get some bags, because I believe in quality. And if I send people to you, I don't want you telling me, girl, she came and brought my bundles out of her hand. No, I need you to get some nice, black or purple or green, or they got all color bags.
Have your name on.
Just get a nice bag and just be like, girl, thank you for coming by here on your bundles. I'm dropping off your bundles. And I was like, you can't like represent me. If I'm referring people to you, you can't be like that.
Yeah, don't put your bundles in no grocery store that say Kroger's on.
Thank you, come again.
Okay. Yeah. So before I go to that, tell us a little bit about your nonprofit.
My nonprofit is My Girl Nonprofit Organization, where we try to take ordinary girls to become extraordinary women. And it's for youth girls ages 9 through 18 in the Memphis, Tennessee area. We're hoping and working to get within the Memphis Shelby County School System, our mentoring program. And so what we do now is we host quarterly events all over the Memphis, Tennessee area, and we just invite the girls. So we don't have a membership base, because we did not want to close anybody off or keep them away. So we just open it up to social media and different avenues, news media, radio, however we can get the word out when we have events. And so we talk about everything from bullying to self-awareness, financial literacy, hygiene, just really focusing on making the girls their best self. And so we started a health initiative this year, and we had our first 5K miles for mom in May, around Mother's Day weekend. And
she tried to kill her. My daughter was like, Mama, we gotta run. We gotta be everybody. I was like, who said so?
Y'all go to the My Girl page and look at Takesha's picture with her baby girl. She did just fine. The baby girl did fine.
She loved it. She loved it. She didn't want to leave. She was mad when we had to leave early. I was like, we had to take her brother to work. I want to stay. Can we come back?
Trying to make her feel bad without giving her that medal. Like, even though I did not complete it, I was like, you're wrong.
And she was like, let's run. Then when I'm tired. Can we go over there?
That's
They got snow cones and mama, they got bananas and apples. And she was trying to eat everything on the table. I was like,
eat everything. Eat everything. Girl, next time I need to have some little bags. Be like, here, y'all take this stuff home.
She gonna think, but it was a very, very nice event. It was very nice.
Thank you. So that's what we're trying to really work on. It's just really improving our girls in Memphis because they get focused on so many other things, especially social media. And this year we host, like I said, quarterly events, and then we have a big event in November called the My Best Self event. And every year we focus on something different. And so this year it's going to be about focusing on your future self.
Oh.
So we didn't want to make it. It's about careers and college and choosing what you want for your life. But we didn't want to make it into a career fair.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's just focusing on your future self and just trying to be your best self.
We got 2 more years, she said. So, 2 more years.
Bring that back.
I'm going to drop her off. No, I'm just playing.
What time you say come back?
Be good.
Get some good stuff.
I'll be like, give me your boy. They easier. Give me the boy. They easier.
Look, let me tell you. People say that, but I think because boys are just wild.
I guess. No, my son, oh my God. Juice was so easy. He did not cry.
I hear a lot of people with boys say that.
Whine. He could play by himself. I mean, now he did stuff that didn't make any sense, like jumping off of stuff and stuff like that, hitting himself, every once in a while. But that was like my friend. And then I was young too, so I was a teen mom.
But that was good that you had it easy because I'm just like my patience, and I guess because my son, he asks a lot of questions.
Okay.
He's very inquisitive.
Really?
Like, what's that? What's that? Like, if I brought him up here, you'd be like, is he not going to sit down? No. He going to be like, what's this? What's that?
Well, he asked a lot of questions, but when I tell you that boy was well behaved, I could take him to work with me and he would sit there and draw or watch his tablet. And he wouldn't say a thing. He was a wonderful baby. And then I paid for it when he became a teenager. He's getting better than he's still a wonderful child.
I was going to say, y'all podcast is good. His podcast was good.
That's what he said. He's still a wonderful child. It's my baby. But that girl, oh my God, she is bossy. Every once in a while, she'll talk back, but her daddy get her in order quick. He say everybody spoil her. But he get her back in order quick. She a little mean, unfortunately. But
I was just sitting here wondering, like, where she got it from?
She is a little mean. But that's my baby. That's my poo-poo. That's my
She's sweet. She's sweet.
Yeah, she is a sweet baby. But boy, he was just, I don't know. I guess the Lord was like, baby, you done already made, you bumped your head already. I'm going to give you something easy. I'm going to give you something easy with this little boy. Okay, all right.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
I know. Okay, so what's next for JC Business Consultant?
What is next is I would like to get into more speaking engagements. I want to help empower women to be their best self, live out your best dreams, and elevate wherever you are. So it's like, even if you're in a professional setting and you say, hey, entrepreneurship is not for me, I want to try to empower them to, hey, if you want to go for their next job, go for their next job. So speaking engagements, and I would like to start offering courses. So that is one thing that I am slowly doing. It's like if I catch up on work, I want to focus on really just, and even not just for us, our age, but even like for the elderly. like to kind of help them, just simple, maybe, one-on-one classes. 101, not one-on-one, but just kind of classes to kind of help them, like send the email. Let's learn how to send a text.
Yeah.
Let's learn how to, open our phone. Yeah, if you want to send an email, or if you want to, or like being aware of like scams and spam and all that kind of stuff. So that is what's next. Speaking engagements and offering different courses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds cool. Okay. What's next for my girl?
Next for my girl is to have our mentoring program in the school systems, because the ultimate goal is to try to touch as many girls as we can. Okay. And we know when we host events around Memphis, in the Memphis, Tennessee area, everyone can't come to us.
Right.
So like if we host it at the Bartlett Library, we know that everybody maybe from this area can't come to Bartlett. Or if we host it in Whitehaven, everybody from Cordova can't come to Whitehaven. So what we're trying to do is work with school officials, leadership, and get our mentorship program into the schools. That way we can meet the girls on a more personable level.
Okay. If y'all know anybody, Memphis, Shelby County Schools, y'all,
please tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Yeah. Jennifer Chris.
Yes.
Okay. And you said my girl has an event in November?
Yes. The actual date is November 4th.
November 4th.
It will be November 4th in the South Haven, Mississippi area. And it will be the My Best Self, focusing on your future self.
Okay. So how can we reach you?
You can call 777-9311. I know.
11. Okay.
You can, for JC Business Consulting, you can go to IamJenChristian.com. That is my website. You can see everything on there. I even have some items that you can click and download. There are for you to think about if you're thinking about entrepreneurship. If you're thinking, do I need a business consultant or a coach? I have some documents on there for you to look at. You can schedule a free consultation with me to kind of just talk. You can pick my brain for about 30 minutes or shorter. And that is how you reach me there. I am also on Facebook under JC Business Consultant. I'm on Facebook. And then for My Girl, you can go to mygirltn.org.
Okay. So again, we have Jennifer Christian of JC Business Consultants. Please reach out to her if y'all have any questions, any news that may help her with her nonprofit. Reach out to her. Like I said, very professional, very knowledgeable, good person to be around, all around good person. Thank you all for watching Bigger Than Memphis. Please like, share, subscribe, and tune in every Monday where we get to know local entrepreneurs in the Memphis area. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.